Hi, I'm Scott Flowers with Cloud Ninjas. Today we're here to start a new series on the Dell PowerEdge R650xs. In this video, we're going to specifically focus on CPUs, but in the video series as a whole, we're going to cover CPUs, memory, drives, RAID, network cards, power supplies, how to put your server in a rack, how to update the BIOS, how to do mass updates, plus a ton more. Click that like, smash that subscribe. Let's get going. Hey, thanks for stopping by today to learn a little bit more about the Dell PowerEdge R650xs. Do us a favor, you find anything that helps you in this video, click that like, smash that subscribe. All right, let's hop in. This video, as I mentioned, is going to be the start of a new series that's going to cover all sorts of the hardware and some software for the Dell PowerEdge R650xs. This video is going to be about processors. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to give you some general information to start, then we're going to go over the processors we recommend, and then at the end we're going to show you how to remove your old processor and upgrade to a new processor. Let's hop into the good stuff. All right, let's go over the general specs. So there are two CPUs inside. It takes an LGA 4189 socket. That means it is an Intel Scalable 3rd gen processor. So that's going to be your 3rd gen silver and gold. Well, what about the platinums? No, unfortunately, platinums are not supported for the XS. If you want to go with a regular R650, sure, you can use the platinums. But that is one of the differences with the R650xs, and we will be doing a video about the differences between the R650 and the R650xs, but one of the key differences is definitely CPUs, because the idea behind the XS is essentially to provide you with a cheaper server, but it is scaled back. It's going to be lesser RAM, it's going to be lesser processors, but not everybody needs that, right? So if you don't need 2 terabytes of RAM, if you only need, let's say, 256 gigabytes, and you don't need the biggest platinum processor, well, this is a great solution, right? But it is limited. So what people ask all the time is, well, what processors do you recommend? That's a great question. It depends on your application, depends on your budget, depends on a lot of things, right? So what we have come up with is basically 3 tiers, right? The 3 tiers are going to be your low end, your value, and your max. It's kind of self-explanatory. The low end is going to be processors that are very budget friendly, that are going to be cheaper, not the best specs, not bad specs, but low end specs, right? The value is going to be your sweet spot where you still get good specs, better than low end, but they don't break the budget, right? They're not going to be overly expensive. And then obviously your high end is going to be the best procs that you can use for the XS series, regardless of budget, right? And so we kind of break it all down, and so we'll throw up a chart right now for you that's going to show what we recommend, but there's a lot of options that you can use. And if you go to our website and you go to the R650xs, you can actually do our configurator drop down menu, and it's going to show you everything that is compatible. But do note there are limitations. So platinums, first off, are out, and there are other CPUs that are out as well. So just know that going into it, and check what is compatible before you buy the wrong processor. And one other important note is the max processor that you can use is 32 cores. So technically you can put 2 of them in, so you can get up to 64 cores, but that's the max that you can do with the XS is 64 cores. All right, now that we've gone over the general information, the processors that we recommend, let's go ahead and show you how to remove an old proc and install a new proc. But before we do, I'm going to grab my ESD gear and I'll be right back.
Hey, this is Mason with Cloud Ninjas, and today I'll be showing you guys how to properly remove an old processor and install a new one into your Dell PowerEdge R650xs server. What you'll need is your processors, a T30-bit screwdriver, thermal paste, and a clean rag to clean that old thermal paste off the heatsink and CPU. So let's go ahead and set these materials to the side, pop our latch, and lift our top, just like any other server we have been in before. Let's first grab our T30-bit and begin unscrewing the heatsink from the motherboard. We will start here and unscrew it just a little bit, and then go across like in an X formation to the next screw. And then you'll do the same here, just unscrewing it a bit, and then going across. Now we'll do it once more to unscrew the heatsink completely off the motherboard. And then once the heatsink is unscrewed, you can go ahead and grab these metal tabs over the screw holes on the heatsink and then press them inward like so, and then just lift straight up. Now as you can see, the processor and heatsink are removed at the same time. So let's go ahead and go to the side of the server and remove the processor from the bracket. As you can see, the processor is held by the bracket, and the easiest way to remove the CPU is by turning this lever here, and that will release the processor from the bracket. So now we can easily remove the processor off of the bracket, and then there you go. We have this old thermal paste on the processor and heatsink, So we're going to go ahead and grab our clean rag and begin cleaning the processor and heatsink. And when we clean the old thermal paste, it's important to clean it to the side of the server and not over it. This is so we prevent any of that old thermal paste from flaking off and getting inside the CPU pins, the DIMM slots, or the motherboard in general. So to be safe, we suggest cleaning the old thermal paste off to the side of the server and not over it. Once that old thermal paste is cleaned up, go ahead and grab your new processor from the CPU tray and look for that gold triangle in the corner of the CPU. You will match that gold triangle to the triangle on the bracket here. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab our new tube of thermal paste and apply it to the processor before we secure it into the bracket. Typically this starts a war in the comment section about how much thermal paste should be applied. Some say we put too much, others say we put too little, but really you will want to find a nice even balance of thermal paste to apply to the CPU. Because you don't want to put too much or else the paste will leak out and get in the DIMM slots or the CPU pins. And you don't want to put too little or else your CPU might overheat. So just be mindful about how much thermal paste you need to apply. So now we can go ahead and line up the triangles that we pointed out earlier and slot the processor back into the bracket and make sure it's secured. You can go ahead and move this lever back down where it originally was and then press the processor down into the bracket. Alright, so now we can go ahead and put this back into the socket on the server. So when you place the heatsink and the CPU down in the socket, you can just press those metal tabs that we used to remove the heatsink from the motherboard and then press them inward so the heatsink goes all the way down. And then go ahead and press them outward to secure it on the screws. Now all we have to do is screw the heatsink back into the motherboard in that X formation that we mentioned earlier. And there you go, you've done it. You have successfully installed a new processor for your Dell PowerEdge R650xs server. Hey, do us a favor, click that like button and smash the subscribe. If you're looking for any custom-built Dell, HPE, Supermicro, Gigabyte, Asus, we do it all. We have both new and refurbished. So please give us a call or email us at sales@cloudninjas.com. That's sales@cloudninjas.com. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by.